Well, good morning and welcome to Move Early, Move Often. I am Blake Martin. It is Wobbly Wednesday, and hey, let's get rid of some of the wobbles. Um, a lot of times we focus on balance, and sometimes we focus on the muscles that are really um, deep, the deep muscles that are close to the skeleton, and those muscles are really critical for having what we call core stability. What the people call, what those people who call those things, what they call core stability. Anyway, the thing is that there's other muscles as well. There's the more external muscles that are important. Now, we're going to try and work some of the external muscles this morning and the more internal muscles. So we're going to do a little bit of a warm up, and then we're going to get right to it. The four exercises we're doing this morning, we're we're doing what I affectionately call a rotisserie core blast. And so we're going to be going around and around like a rotisserie, and we're going to be working on muscles that are close to the core. We're going to start in a dead bug position. And so with on your back and arms at 90 to your body and hips at 90 to your body and knees at 90 to your femurs, you're going to alternately extend your arm and your leg. Okay, that's going to happen for 35 seconds. Then we're going to come up and we're going to do oblique knee taps. So these work on the obliques of the supporting side. So the obliques of the supporting side will be in a little mini side plank. You're going to be on your elbow. If you need to modify it, you're going to go on a single knee here, right? And you're going to have your elbow down. With your arm above your head, you're going to bring your knee to your hand, and you're going to do taps. Try not to wobble your waist. We're going to try and keep this really firm and collected. We want independent movement of our torso and limbs. Then we're going to flip to our abdomens. Now, you can do this on your knees, or you can do this up, or if you need an extra challenge, do it one-legged. This is a plank, and it's going to be plank for 35 seconds. If you need to come down out of that plank at any point in the 35 seconds, first of all, just touch your knees. And if that's still difficult, then just come right down. All right. Then we're going to flip to our other side, and we're going to do oblique knee taps on this side. And then we go to our backs again, right? So we're doing those four. We're flipping in four directions. Let's get warmed up. We'll start standing. We're just going to do gentle leg swings. We're warming up our hip flexors. That will be involved in a lot of this. Don't kick the table behind you. You'll get in trouble. There's a lamp on it. Well, maybe there's not a lamp on the one we're doing the other leg now. I forgot to tell you. I sometimes forget to cue you because I get lost in my own little world, and I apologize for that. Just remind me, and I'll try to do better. All right, now we're doing side-to-side swings. Whoa, don't fall over. It is Wobbly Wednesday. And other leg, side to side, really nice and loose. Just loosening up those muscles, getting them warm. And now we'll do some shoulder circles because we're going to be using those little muscles. Tighten it up. And opposite direction. And tighten it up. And come on down. First round. On your back, nice 90-90. We're doing dead bug. Be sure to breathe. You're keeping a neutral spine. You could drive like a little Hot Wheels car under arch in your low back and under the small arch in your neck. And we're just alternating. And you're going to go always in all of these exercises. You're going to go until that's as much as you can. If you can't continue, we're flipping onto our right side. Up. And our little mini side plank. And we're doing our oblique knee taps. Trying to keep our hip from sinking. And you're just going to keep breathing. If you're doing the version with the knee on the mat, you're still keeping your hip from sinking. And you'll feel this on the obliques on the downward side. Rest. And we're going to rest. And you can just stretch out, push back if you want. Do some other manner of stretch. 35-second plank. You're doing your 35-second plank as we continue rotating around. And keep your spine neutral. Neutral spine. Your chin is tucked. Your neck is long. If you need to touch your knees, then go ahead and touch your knees. No shame in that. Come down and we'll do a little mini cobra just to stretch. And we're going to rotate onto our last side. We're rotating
Exercise 4
in a clockwise direction, and we're doing our oblique taps now on this side. And it's like a rotisserie. Blast for your core. You're blasting your, well, don't blast your core so much as just kind of thoughtfully and kindly work it out. Doing your oblique taps here. Keep breathing. Coming up, doing your knee taps.
Rest.
I'm going to push back into a little puppy pose for a second. And then I'm going to continue rotating around for my dead bugs.
Exercise 1.
Round 2 of dead bugs. Opposite arm and leg. 90-90. Keep your torso beautifully stable. We have 2 parts of our skeleton, they say. The axial and the appendicular. And we're trying to separate those 2 parts of skeleton today.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right. And we're going to be coming up onto our right side for our right oblique taps. Here we go.
Exercise 2.
So bring that in. Keep your hip nice and stable. Your torso is beautifully aligned. You're breathing naturally and fully. So much fun. You've never had so much fun. Don't laugh though, because it doesn't make it easier when you're doing ab work. So just keep going. Keep that hip up and off the mat. Don't let it sink.
Rest.
I'm going to do a little supermodel pose just to stretch out a little bit. My side and rotating around, continuing, and plank. 35 seconds. By the end of all of this, you will have done plank for 2 minutes? No, 4 minutes? 35? 4 minutes and 20 seconds altogether. So my wife is shouting incorrect answers from the other room.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Coming down, pressing up to a baby cobra. Just open that up a little bit and rotating.
2.
Right side, left side.
Exercise 4.
Don't let your hips sink. And if you need to switch in the middle to the knee version, go ahead and do that. But take time to set up properly. Don't rush. Don't rush. Really important that we do this with good form and attention to our posture.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
I'm going to do a supermodel stretch on this side. And then I'm going to rotate around, ready for my next dead bugs.
2, 1. Exercise 1.
Opposite arm and leg. Make sure that your spine is neutral. Your chin is slightly tucked. And your neck is long. Ideally, although this isn't something you want to show your friends, this will give you a bit of a double chin when you're doing this. Your chin should just be held in that way. It should feel like you have a double chin.
2, 1. Rest.
All right. We're in round 3 now. We're more than halfway through. We're getting up into our right side plank.
Exercise 2.
And we're doing our oblique toe taps. And really try to keep your spine elongated here. Think about the torso part of your skeleton as being really a firm base from which your limbs can move. And we're keeping that movement distinct and separate. And you're breathing.
3, 2, 1.
It's beautiful.
Rest.
Nicely done. Supermodel stretch. Just kind of elongate your arms down.
2,
Coming up.
1.
Rotate around.
Exercise 3.
We're into our plank. Third round of plank. I'm going to alternate feet off just to up the challenge a little bit. Keep breathing. Oh, my spine is out of alignment. As I get tired, I got to watch that.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Let yourself down. Baby cobra. Rotate onto the left side.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 4.
And oblique taps on your left. And really bring your ankles together in between, unless you're in the knee-only version. And then you just want your leg to go straight down to the bottom of your mat. Keep breathing. Coming up on the last round, you got this.
2, 1.
Supermodel stretch. Here we go. And onto your back. Last round of dead bugs. My timer. Keep doing your dead bugs. My timer gave up on me.
Exercise 1.
Dead bugs are the easiest thing. If you can manage the coordination of all the things we're doing today. I mean, they're not the easiest thing in the world. I mean, I think sitting on the couch and eating bonbons is easier. But, you know, bonbons, they have their limits for what they can do for you. Not many limits. Not many limits, but they do have them.
1.
All right.
Rest.
Coming up onto our right side. Getting ready for last round
3, 2.
of the oblique taps on the right. Nice, stable torso. Your hip is not sinking. You're breathing naturally and fully. Your limbs are moving beautifully and independently from your torso. You're smiling. Oh, you're smiling. The smiles. Miles of smiles.
3,
All
2,
right.
1. Rest.
And coming up into our supermodel stretch here for a second. Rotating around. Getting ready for the plank.
1. Exercise 3.
And you can do this knee version, full version, or with alternate lifted legs. Keep your spine aligned. Don't let your head fall out of alignment this time. Neck is long. Torso is long. And if you're doing the lifted leg version, really feel your legs stretching away from your body
3, 2, 1. Rest.
as you lift it. All right, pressing up into a little mini cobra. Flipping over onto the last side. Here we go.
1. Exercise 4.
And keep your spine aligned again. We're doing our oblique knee taps. For any of you who are doing this in a pool, I'm just trying to imagine what this looks like. Same thing for outer space. Our relationship with gravity is in part what defines our movement.
2, 1.
All right. And that's time. Let's just come onto our hands and knees. Nice neutral spine. Just rock back gently. We're not going all the way back. And come up and rock back again. Just press your butt back over your heels. Walk your hands out and walk your knees back. And allow your hips to sink through. This isn't a proper upward dog, so all you yoga people out there, I'm not really trying to do that. I'm just trying to open up the front of the hip flexors. I'm going to come down onto my elbows. And now I'm going to walk my hips away from my elbows a little bit. And I'm going to pull my elbows in. I'm pulling my elbows in towards my hips along the ground. And that's elongating the front of my abdomen. And I'm breathing. Let's come up onto our side and stack your hips so they're on top of each other. And place your hand on your mat. And bring your foot up close to your hip of your top leg. And give a smoldering glaze at your camera if you dare. I like to bite the collar of my shirt, kind of in a supermodel kind of face off with my photographer, who's actually just my front facing camera. And I'm just going to rock back and forth here to open up the obliques and the tensor fasciae lata and the gluteus medius minimus complex. Those guys who are responsible for keeping my leg from going down there. And I'm just rocking back and forth, give it a little stretch. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. Stack your hips on top of each other. And your hand is out to the side in line with your body. And then walk your foot up in front of your hip. A smoldering gaze at your camera. And biting the collar of your shirt. I don't know how important that is for the whole stretch, but it helps me to not take myself as seriously as I'm sure you all think I normally do. All right. And let's come to our knees. Hands and knees. And then standing on your knees. Step 1 foot forward so that you're 90-90. And then just creep those toes forward a little bit further than 90 and press your knee out over top of that and just open the rear hip, the back hip, and lift your arm and breathing naturally. To open the hip flexor has been working. Let's match our knees together. Opposite knee forward, 90, 90, 90. And then creep your toes forward a little bit and on the front foot, and then rock into that. Nice and tall with your spine. And reach up, opening same arm up as the down leg. All right, and coming out of that. And that was beautiful, friends. It was a little bit of a challenge. It was your rotisserie core blast. But you ended up doing a whole bunch of crazy activities that will strengthen your core. The most important part is having that sense of stability in your body when your limbs are moving independently. That's kind of really what we're trying to get to. And even if you weren't able to do the whole thing to your own satisfaction today, come back to this in a week. You can watch the video, you can follow the video, or you can set up a timer and do it by yourself. And just work through the activities. And, as you do it over time, you can progress from, if you are doing a knees only version and you want to lift your knee, you can work to that, do part of the time, maybe even just the first set with your knee lifted. And you can do this gradual progression. Anyway, I'm hoping that that's going to have you feeling stronger in the near future. You may be a little bit tight tomorrow, and just remember to stretch it out. Tomorrow is Throwdown Thursday, though, so we'll be bringing in the noise tomorrow, if you will. You've moved early. Remember to move often, and I hope you have a fantastic day.